Managing projects can feel overwhelming. Emails piling up, deadlines slipping, constant updates to report. But what if most of this could run on autopilot? In this tutorial, I'll show you 4 ways to automate your project management tasks using Relay.app and SmartSuite. Check it out. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Zach Stevenson. I'm a business process and no-code consultant. If you need help streamlining or automating any of your business processes, you can visit our website, interdevsolutions.com, or you can click the link in the description below to book a free consult. 2 tools you'll need to get started is SmartSuite and Relay.app. If you do not have accounts already, there's links in the description below. SmartSuite has a lot of different templates that you can choose from that are really well built out to get you started. This is actually one of the templates for project management that SmartSuite has developed using their new dashboard interface and features. SmartSuite, a month or 2 ago, released a major update to their dashboards and how it functions. You can create really nice looking dashboards, and this is one example. Here, you can have different tabs across the top to show data across every table and even every solution within your workspace. It looks super clean, and you can basically provide any information that you want. So go ahead, check that out. What we are going to do is work with the projects and tasks and the staffing tables within this project management solution. I can go down into here. I will select the projects by type. So what this is a list of all of the projects that we're working on. And then of course, there's tasks that belong to each individual project. There's a lot of opportunity to automate and streamline workflows and tasks across your project management system. The first thing we're going to look at is automatically creating a task within your project management tool based on an email received. So often clients will send emails to add tasks or communicate about any specific task on a project. And instead of going in and manually adding that, we can set up a workflow that we can go from email to creating your task automatically, or at least a large percentage of the information can be added into your task management solution. We're also going to look at setting up a simple automation that looks at deadlines. So if a deadline's coming up on a specific project or task, we can notify the person responsible. Maybe we need project updates on some sort of regular occurrence, whether it's weekly or monthly or something else. We're going to use Relay to grab all of our active projects and tasks and send out updates to the project manager or the whole team, post it to a Slack channel. And then at the end of the project, maybe we want to send out a survey to both our team and to the client. So those are the 4 automations that we're going to look at. First one, we are going to look after the creating a task from an email, and then going into Relay.app, we can create a new workflow. What this workflow is going to do is look at our email inbox. Better yet, create some sort of label or folder that we can move emails into. And once it hits that label or folder, then the automation will trigger. Label this workflow, create task from email. And then we can go in, we'll add a trigger. I'm going to look up Gmail and I can select this label added. In my Gmail, I have this testing label, but in this type of situation, probably makes most sense to label it something like a client task or create task or something along those lines. And then we can go find that label within Gmail. So we select it, we can add a filter if needed, but I am not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it. So every email that gets moved into that folder or label is going to be creating a task. And click add step, use this human in the loop option, and we can get data input. We're going to send the request. We will use a Slack DM. We'll send it to myself. I'm just going to create a quick message, which is create new task, approve details, and then the data requested. So we're going to go with a task name and the default value. You could even use an AI step to create the task name if you wanted, but I'm just going to use a subject to keep things simple. And then I'm going to also create a text in multi-line text. Call this one description. And the default value of this is going to be the email body. The next step, I'm going to find records within our project management solution. I just added a field that's called project contacts, and I've just entered an email address. Add a new step. It will be a SmartSuite step to find a record. Now we can go find our table and find our solution and our table. So mine's called project management-automation. And then it's showing me the list of tables. And I'm going to select projects, and the records to return, I'm going to use the first matching record, and we can identify the record based off of the email. So project contacts, and we're going to change this as one of the emails that were sent to us. So project contacts has one of, and we're looking back at the email and we're grabbing the from email address. Even if that is not found, we still want to continue and create that task within SmartSuite. And now we're going to have this set up as pick the first one, and then we can go in here and create the task. I'll look up SmartSuite, create a record. So we are selecting the task table. We can go hit this plus icon. Based off of the data input, we're going to add in the task name. In the description and notes, we are going to add in the description, and we can also add an additional field, which is project, and that's going to come from the found record, and we can paste that in. So if a record's not found, it's not going to link to a project, and we will have to look after that. And the last step, I want to add in a Slack notification. We'll send a message, DM, send it myself, and I'm just going to put review new task. We can add in the record URL that we just created. I'm going to uncheck this, and I'm going to hit done. So we can go in here, give this a test run. We can see that it's looking at the email within our testing label, and we can create a test run, and it will go through each step. It sent me a Slack notification, and it's asking me to update this information. So this came from the subject. If it makes sense, you can leave it, and then you can go in and add any additional information needed within the description. And this is just the body of the email. That looks good. I'll hit submit. It's going to go find the record or attempt to find a project record based off of the client email. It's going to create the task, and it will send me a Slack message. So we can see here, review new task. It's created that record for us. I can select it, and it will take us right to SmartSuite and open up the record. So you can see that it did link the project correctly, and it's added in the information from the task. So now we can see that it exists here, and we can update any other additional information as needed. So that's automation number one. Automation number two, we're going to build this one directly within SmartSuite. This one is task or project deadline reminders. We can create a new automation, and this is going to be when a record matches a condition. And we're going to use tasks, and we're going to look up the due date and specifically the end date. And when it is less than 1 week from now, then we will send out the email to ourselves. This is the trigger. We can go in, add an action. You can connect this to Slack as well. I'm just going to create an email. So we'll click this, send an email. We can send it out to the owner of the task, and we can add in task name and pass this in. We can add additional information here as well. And maybe in this case, I will just add in the description. So that's good enough. I'll add this automation, turn it on. And now if I go in and select one of these, let's change the end date here. Actually, one other thing that I did forget to add, if we go back into the automations, add an additional condition, a status of has and none of, complete, blocked, or on hold. So we want to make sure that we're not sending out reminders if any of these conditions are met. So I can test this by going in here. I'll select a date, and I will just choose Friday. And within a moment here, I should receive an email. An email came in, provided the subject with the task name, and it also added the description of the task within the email so that I know that this deadline is approaching. That's automation number two. Automation number three is sending out weekly status reports. We go back into Relay type in weekly status report, and I can add a trigger. And this is going to be on a schedule, and we're going to start multiple runs on a schedule. We can select our app, which is going to be SmartSuite. And now again, we have to go in and choose the table that we want to look at. Select our projects table. We only want to trigger runs for projects that have the stage of in process. So we don't want to send out updates for any other project, only ones that are active. It's found 2 items here, or 2 projects that have that status or stage. Select the 18th, which is a Monday at 8 a.m. and repeats weekly on Mondays. Add another step. Use Slack for our weekly status report updates. Probably makes sense to send this out to a channel. I'm just going to use a DM. So we can go in, select myself, and we can call this weekly update. Pass in is the project name. From the record, we can go up here to project name. Let's go into the record again, hover over the project tasks, and we want to unroll this list, which is a bulleted list, and then we can pass in the details from the tasks table. We're going to pass in the task name, the task status, which I can select here. If we wanted, we could pass in due date or any other information as well. This is good enough for now, and we can give this workflow a test. So we see this website 2.0, that's what we'll test it on. So we'll come down here, we'll test the step, select the website 2.0 and click test. We got our weekly update. It gave us our project name, and it's passed in all of the tasks that are linked to this project with the task name and the current status. She can pass in any other information that is required as well. That's automation number 3. And automation number 4, our last automation for this tutorial, is sending out a survey to clients and to our team members once a project has been completed. This project here has been completed. If I open it up, scroll down to the bottom and open up the team, you can see that there are a number of team members that have been linked. And those are the team members that we're going to send the email to. So going back into Relay, we're going to add a trigger. We're going to look at our SmartSuite app, and we're going to do when a record first meets a condition. Again, we're going to have to go find our projects table, selected projects, and the filter is going to be the stage when it is equal to complete, which it's found that record there for us. And now we can go in and add a step, whether we want to use the Slack for internal members or just send out an email, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to select this Gmail, send an email. It's because we're going to send out a couple of different emails. I'm going to go up here and rename this step to send email to team, and maybe just mark that as internal. So we want to send this to emails found within this record here, which is our project record. And if we go down to the team, we can see that we can get the list of combined emails. So we'll select email and we'll do project survey, and we can even bring in the project name. And now we're going to say, hi team, please complete this survey for the project. And then you can pass in the survey URL and whether you're going to use a form directly from SmartSuite, or if you want to use Fillout or some other form tool, you can paste in the link here. And this one, again, going to be just basically a duplicate of this step, but we're going to go in, change the name, go down to project contacts, and we're going to send them a separate email. And this one could be, hi, whatever the person's name is. And then this one can be a little bit more personalized to the client. Thank you for working with us. Please complete survey. And again, it might be a little bit different survey. The questions that you ask will probably be different. So you'll want to paste in your form URL here. And it's going to send out these emails to your team and to your client every time a project gets marked as complete. There's so many different opportunities and ways that you can automate tasks and workflows within your project management system. It can be simple, small little automations like I showed you that make a world of difference, or you can even make them more advanced and more complex to automate larger chunks of your workflows within project management processes. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more tutorials in the future.